Hi, this is Purple Soul. I used to live under a cloud of severe anxiety and depression. I tried everything I could think of to push it away. Distraction, willpower, hacks from books like Name 4 Things You're Grateful For or 5 Things You're Looking For in the Future. Guess what? It didn't work, and it probably doesn't work for you either. What I am about to show you will not only help you get rid of your anxiety, but also it will not happen in days or months. It will be instantaneous. Yes, that's right. It will happen now, today. I'll tell you the single idea from the power of now that shifted everything for me. The hidden key most summaries miss. I'll share how I used it when my anxiety was so bad I didn't want to be alive, how I practiced it, and how it slowly changed my nervous system. This is personal. It changed my life. And if you're in the middle of a wave right now, this video is for you. Fighting anxiety only made it worse for me. It amplified when I tried to distract myself. The more I shoved it down, the more forceful the feeling became. My anxiety went so bad I was convinced I am dying. I also went to the hospital and they told me I am just dealing with panic attacks. Well, it seemed like something is terribly wrong with me. I had constant dread and a feeling running through my body like something horrible is going to happen. I wasn't able to sleep, and as soon as I woke up, I started to shake. I didn't know anymore what peace feels like. So how did I manage to go through this without medication? I stopped fighting. I stayed with it. And something surprising happened. It started to lose its power. You will find out the hidden key everyone misses. Why surrendering to the present moment can tame panic and soften depression. I want to be clear. I'm not giving medical advice. This is just my own experience. If you're feeling unsafe or thinking about harming yourself, please contact local emergency services or a crisis hotline now. You are not alone. Okay, let's go in. I want to start with one sentence from Eckhart Tolle that hit me like a lightning bolt. What you resist, persists. People quote it, but I don't think many truly feel what it means in the body. For me, the phrase wasn't abstract. It explained a pattern I had lived for years. When my panic rose, my first move was always to escape. I'd open my phone, watch a show, eat something, scroll. Anything to make the feeling stop. It worked in the very short term, and then it didn't. The feelings would come back bigger. The resistance, the tightening, the mental argument fed the anxiety. I wasn't able to use public transport because it triggered me so much. People, loud noises, when the tram stopped. Even the slightest comment from my mom would make me go into panic mode. I wasn't able to function normally. I remember thinking, I don't wish this to my worst enemy, and everyone who has experienced it knows what I am talking about. So why does this actually happen to people? What I understood from the book, people tend to hide their emotions even from themselves. They don't want to feel them, and so their emotions stay stuck in the body. Eckhart calls this resistance the pain body. It's a cluster of old emotional energy that lives in the body and feeds on being defended against. When it's triggered, it wants attention. When you refuse attention, it screams. So giving it attention in the right way, a non-reactive present way, actually lets it release. Here's how I learned to do that. Step 1, notice without story. When anxiety comes, your first job is not to fix it. When anxiety or sadness arose, I used to always attach a story to it. My mind did this automatically, and so it made it even bigger than I needed to be. So your first job is to notice where it is in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest? A buzzing in your head? A hollow in your stomach? Give it a name only as a location. Tightness, chest. Don't immediately label it panic, danger, I'm losing it. That cascade of thought is the story that fuels the pain. For me, this looked like I would stop talking to myself. No more. Why is this happening? No, I shouldn't feel this. I would put my hand on my chest and say quietly, not as a pep talk, but as a fact. There is tightness here. Just that. A soft factual observation. Step 2, allow the sensation to be. This is the surrender I'm talking about. It sounds counterintuitive. To get rid of something, you let it be bigger. But surrendering doesn't mean you want it or like it. It means you stop the mental war. I remember one afternoon very clearly. I sat on the floor. The feeling came like a wave, heavy, crushing. My instinct was to get up and do something, anything. Instead, I chose to stay. I told myself, I'm going to sit with this for 2 hours. I had no plan except presence. So I sat. I let the body have the sensation. I allowed the feelings to move through me without trying to fix them. For the first 30 minutes, it got louder. It felt like drowning. Then, not magically, but very gradually, a tiny space opened. A little gap where thinking quieted and I could feel the air entering and leaving. It felt like every little depressed cell in my body flipped to the piece. It lasted only a few seconds, but I knew something significant just happened. I knew I could make this gap longer. I stayed with it every chance I had. That gap widened the next time I practiced. The next time the high tide receded longer than before. So why does this work? Because when we stop fueling the pain with resisting thoughts, the "this shouldn't be happening" narratives, the nervous system doesn't have to stay in fight or flight. When you hold presence, the brain doesn't need to create more threat stories. The anxious system starts to detect safety signals, breath, warmth, texture. The story that loops in your head loses momentum because you're no longer adding fuel. Step 3, witness the thought, not the thought's command. Eckhart calls this being the watcher. Instead of being consumed by "I can't breathe" or "I'll lose control," you watch those thoughts like clouds. There's a difference between "I am anxious" and "there is anxiety." The first is identity. The second is observation. A practical step I used: name the thought with one word and then come back to the breath. If the thought is "I'm not enough," I would mentally label it story or thought and then breathe. This is gentle disentangling. You're not denying the thought. You're refusing to let it run the show. Step 4, practice tiny presence rituals. When you're in the middle of life, at work, on a bus, in line, you need micro practices that anchor you without being disruptive. I used to have a problem with public transport because my anxiety had gotten out of my hands every single time, and I wasn't able to just lay down and deal with it. Here are the ones that helped me most. The 3-count body scan. Inhale for 3, exhale for 3, and scan top to bottom for the most intense point of sensation. Place your awareness there for 1 breath. Anchor touch. Press your fingertips together and notice the pressure. It's a small anchor that brings you back to now. Soft acknowledgement. Silently say, "This is happening." No judgment, no narrative. Just a fact. If I am about to faint, I don't resist it. I will let it happen. These are not magic hacks. They are gentle corrections for a mind trained to run. They are reminders that the present is not your enemy. Now let's be honest about the ugly parts. Surrendering looks different from passivity. It's an active practice. There were times when sitting with my depression felt unbearable. I heard the old thoughts come back. "You should be better by now. You're weak. Those are normal." The difference was I didn't get into the argument. I held the thought like a cloud and watched its weather pass. A key misconception: surrender is not resignation. It is clarity. So when you stop resisting, you actually increase your capacity to deal with emotions. Presence doesn't replace action, it clarifies it. So what is the hidden key everyone misses when reading this book? Many people read The Power of Now as just be present and think positive. But the hidden key, the part most casual summaries gloss over, is radical, moment-to-moment surrender to inner discomfort as a direct practice, not an idea. It teaches how you can be okay when something horrible is happening around you or within you. Tolle isn't telling us to merely quiet the mind. He's saying, bring full awareness into the felt sense of the body, the tingling, pressure, and emotions without running from them or naming them. In short, the hidden key everyone misses is experiential surrender, allowing the raw sensations of anxiety or depression to unfold completely with full body awareness and zero mental argument until their energy naturally dissipates. After I practiced like this consistently, some changes showed up. First, my depression and anxiety started so fade away and my reaction slowed. I became less likely to react with avoidance and more likely to respond with presence. I still have bad days. Presence is not a cure-all, but it gives me a tool, the ability to clean my inner world immediately by meeting what is. I want to repeat this because it matters. You don't get rid of anxiety by fighting it. You change your relationship to it, you stop being its audience. You stop feeding it attention through resistance. That alone changes the nervous system. And the best part? It happens now. Yes. You can stop your anxiety now, although it takes practice to not be run all over by your emotions again. Here's how those two ideas fit together. The shift is instantaneous. When you truly bring full awareness to the present, just for a breath, there is already a real change. You are no longer lost in thought or emotion. That freedom exists now, not as a goal for someday. The stabilizing is gradual. Because old habits of worry and identification with thought are strong, the mind quickly pulls you back. So practice is needed. You return to the now again and again until presence becomes your natural baseline. You can think of it like turning on a light switch. The room is illuminated the moment you flip the switch, the now moment awakening. But you may need to keep flipping it back on until the wiring is steady and the light stays on effortlessly. This is a subtle but powerful point many summaries miss. The entry into freedom is immediate. The capacity to remain there grows with practice. A few practical notes from my experience and from the book. Don't expect linear progress. The mind isn't a straight staircase. You will have steps forward and slips back. That's okay. Presence smooths the curve over time. Use support. Presence practice is powerful, but it's often best combined with therapy, medication where appropriate, social support, and safe medical guidance. If you're under psychiatric care, consult your provider before changing anything. Be kind to yourself. The pain body has a history. It carries old wounds. Meet it with curiosity, not condemnation. Why this is the hidden key people miss. Many summaries of the power of now focus on the general idea of being present, which is helpful but vague. The hidden key, the applied, painful, bodily truth, is that surrendering to the feeling and not investing resistance into the story is an actual physiological intervention. It interrupts the feedback loop between thought and autonomic arousal. That's not mystical. That's practical nervous system work. When you truly stay with the feeling, even for a short span, you teach your body a new truth. I can survive this. Thoughts are not commands. That learning rewires responses. If this video helped, please like and subscribe. It helps this message reach others who need it. Thank you for being with me. I'm Purple Soul. Stay present, be gentle with yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.